can remember thinking this is the best way that I can care for her. And then it just turned into this beautiful situation that's been one of the best parts of my life. When I first learned that I was pregnant, I was really devastated. It was a very lonely time, I think. I was really scared. I felt ashamed of the situation that I was in. I was in my early 20s and I was struggling financially. I was putting myself through school and I knew that I didn't have the resources to parent. I was raised by a single mom. My parents divorced when I was 12. So when I found out that I was pregnant, I think above all, I knew that I didn't want my son or daughter to go through the same things that I had gone through. When I met Dave and Kathy, I was about 6 months pregnant, and Jeannie, the adoption counselor, had pulled a couple of life books, which are just photo albums that the adopted couple puts together. And the third one that I looked at was Dave and Kathy's, and I knew immediately that they were Brianna's parents. I wanted her to have a stable enough childhood that she could be the best possible version of herself. You know, trauma-free, and like any parent, I just want her to be happy. And I want her to have all the resources that she needs to do whatever she wants. And I want her to be successful. And I think that one of the most powerful parts of the adoption experience is that over the years, it's just brought me more and more and more and more joy. You know, up front, there's sadness and there's the grief of separation, but even a couple of years later, you know, it was bringing me so much joy because I have this amazing relationship with the adoption agency and with the family. She's been loved and wanted from the beginning by everyone involved. And placing her for adoption was just a function of making sure that she had the best life possible, and that she had the most stable life possible, and that she didn't have to suffer. So my adoption experience was very difficult, it was very sad, but it was also the most powerful experience in my life, and it's one that brings me the most joy in my life to this day. And I think, like I said, it's been the greatest example in my life of God's love and what God can do when we set aside our fears and we're obedient and we just allow Him to work. I would tell the women considering adoption that adoption is a great choice, and that I know it can be a scary choice. If you're brave enough to do so, when you come out on the other side of it, you actually have created something beautiful. You know, my relationship with Dave and Kathy is a beautiful thing. My relationship with Brian is a beautiful thing. Even if you have an adoption that doesn't have a lot of openness and maybe you just get pictures and letters,